Okay, you guys, I've been looking forward, really forward to doing a reaction and breakdown to this one. This is Genius Ways Wrestlers Won Championship Matches from Tap Out Corner. And you guys know, to me, the storytelling is the cornerstone of wrestling. So anytime that any organization, Indies, WWE, AEW, anybody, comes up with a great and innovative way to tell a story,
these WWE
or to have a title change hands, I'm all about it.
These championship matches.
Cesaro, but Cesaro never made the tag. Kobe thought he made the tag. Cesaro sacrificed himself. We got new champs.
Some of these tactics are so insane.
Okay, I was drinking my water. What happened now?
Kobe thought he made the tag. Cesaro sacrificed himself.
Intentionally missed the tag.
So
nice.
Insane, you have to see them to believe them. We have to start with the king of thinking outside of the box, Eddie Guerrero. Latino Heat was a master of bending rules and finding creative ways to win matches.
And again, when you talk about master storytellers, come on. All the things Eddie came up with over the years to create intrigue around a match and during a match, just amazing.
However, the way he won this match might be his best. Eddie was set to defend his United States Championship against Matt Hardy on SmackDown. Eddie had Chavo Guerrero in his corner, while Matt had Shannon Moore. While the referee was distracted, Shannon Moore tried to attack Eddie with the title belt. Eddie
is this the one? This is the one where he just tosses a weapon back to somebody?
But also made it look like Matt had.
There you go.
Then,
there
while
you
the
go.
ref was removing the championship, Chavo ran in and actually hit Matt Hardy with a belt. With Hardy laid out, Eddie hit the frog splash, followed by the 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair's hair has.
That's amazing. So, that was brilliant. That whole concept of, tossing the weapon to the other person, every time I've seen it. And Eddie, not only was he innovative with things, but just the way he would sell them as well. The facial expression. I don't have to tell you guys how good Eddie Guerrero was. You're aware.
It's proven to be a very useful tool in her arsenal. Since it's part of her body, Belair can use it as a weapon without getting disqualified.
Damn.
Oh my God!
We've talked about that. Those lashes they look and sound like they sting like hell.
However, the EST's long hair isn't just good for whipping.
Hair is
at WrestleMania Backlash,
nasty as a whip.
Belair's defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bayley. Bayley attempted to hit Bianca with the Rose Plant, only for Belair to counter it and use her braid to get leverage over Bayley.
That's cool.
Bianca Belair turned the tables on Bayley, using her braid to her advantage, got her some leverage, and allowed Bianca to pin.
That's pretty cool. Using the braid to lock up her leg while in the pin. That's pretty cool. I hadn't seen that before. That's innovative too.
Cody Rhodes is a
and that's not a move anybody can do. I don't think I could pull that move off.
When it comes to winning championship matches. Early in Cody's career, he was a tag team champion with Hardcore Holly. During their reign, Cody and Hardcore had to defend their championship against Ted DiBiase and a mystery partner. Before the match started, though, Ted said his partner was running late and wasn't there yet.
I don't remember this either.
The match started, and DiBiase and Holly were the legal men.
See, a lot of this, I think, was in that, I know it was, in that era when it was just difficult for me to watch wrestling because I was just missing it so much.
However, Cody attacked Hardcore Holly and then tagged in Ted DiBiase. The son of the $1 Million Man finished off Holly, and it was revealed that Cody was Ted's tag team partner. It gets more confusing the more you think about it. Either way, Cody Rhodes was able to retain his tag team championship without breaking a sweat. About 4 years later,
that's pretty good. Oh, that's a great mystery partner.
Cody Rhodes became the Intercontinental Champion, but lost it at WrestleMania to the Big Show. Of course, Rhodes automatically got a rematch, and this time he had a plan. The match is a tables match, meaning Cody had to put Big Show through a table in order to win. This seemed to put Cody Rhodes.
Oh, is this where? Is this where Big Show steps down through the table? That's freaking perfect.
At a disadvantage, but he somehow turned this around. Less than 5 minutes into the match, Big Show's on the edge of the ring, so Cody gave him a kick. It didn't do much damage, but the Giant lost his footing, causing his boot to go crashing through a table. Technically, Rhodes had put Big Show through a table. Therefore, Cody was declared the winner and awarded the Intercontinental Championship.
That's good stuff. See, I just love stuff like that. Again, it's the storytelling. And those are moments you remember. As silly as something may be, or as trivial seeming, it's just because it was something different.
This is a prime example of using your environment to your advantage. At Extreme Rules in 2009, longtime rivals Edge and Jeff Hardy fought in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Guys, man.
Both men were not only masters, but innovators of the ladder match, so it's going to be...
Oh, there it is. Just what those two have put their bodies through as a cumulative just when facing each other. Holy crap.
Rather than try to incapacitate his opponent, Jeff Hardy decided to do something a bit different. As he and Edge were fighting on the ladder, Jeff jumped down and pulled Edge's legs, causing the Radar Superstar to get stuck.
Oh, I do remember this one. I don't know if I saw it live or in highlights.
And become the new champion.
But that's cool as hell. Hanging him up in the ladder. Yeah, I love this stuff. I can watch these all day. That's a neat angle. Great concept.
Spraying your opponent with mist is a classic way to blind someone, but it's not the best way to win a match since it's pretty hard to hide from the referee. However, Asuka found a way around this. At Night of Champions 2023, Asuka was the number one contender for the...
You guys know we're talking clearly my favorite in the women's division right now. I just love
Raw
Asuka.
Women's Championship. Bianca Belair was the champ, but despite the Empress of Tomorrow's best attempts, Asuka could not end the match. She then attempted to spray Belair with mist while the referee's head was down. Belair dodged it, so Asuka improvised. The Empress wiped some leftover mist on her hand.
I did see this
and
match.
Her fingers over Bianca's eyes.
Yes, I saw that.
To go blind. With her eyes burning, Asuka easily took out the EST and became the new champion.
And of course, Bianca sold it perfect too, and that's not a surprise. I did see that one. That with it being an Asuka match, even if it happened to be in that era where it was kind of difficult for me to watch wrestling, I would make an exception and power through. I'm just fascinated by her. I love her character. I think the whole thing with her, you talk about the language barrier instead of it being a barrier to getting over, the whole screaming and the English was brilliant. Was fun. Look at that. Selling with that expression.
Now, this next wrestler did win a world championship, but I don't know if the price he paid was worth it. In 2011, Christian had the biggest victory of his career when he won the world championship. Just 5 days later, though, Christian would lose it when he was defeated by Randy Orton. This led to a series of rematches, but Captain Charisma could never dethrone the Viper. So, like anyone who can't win fair and square,
Christian's
Christian
amazing
used
too.
the power of the legal system to get his way. Before Christian fought Randy Orton at Money in the Bank, the ex-world champion had a lawyer rework the contract to include a special stipulation. If Randy Orton got disqualified, then the Apex Predator would lose the World Heavyweight Championship. With that in mind, the first thing Christian did once the bell rang was throw a chair into the ring and try to get Orton to hit him with it. Randy didn't take the bait, but as the match wore on, Christian continued to taunt and provoke the Viper.
Oh yeah, that's always a next level when you throw spitting in someone's face into the mix. Well, because again, you're spitting in someone's face. That's ratcheting up the intensity.
Orton got so fed up that he kicked Christian in the balls, causing him to get disqualified. Not only did Christian become the new world champion, but he also became the first female world champion too. Some people say that you always need to look strong during a WWE match.
That's good. That's a great angle too. And to do it with a nut shot, rather than something huge like a chair shot or something like that, that's perfect.
Even if you're hurting. Dean Ambrose showed that faking pain has its perks too. At the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Ambrose is defending his Intercontinental Championship against Kevin Owens in a last man standing match.
That's
Early
a good
into the
matchup
fight,
anytime,
he
those
set
two
two
guys.
tables on the outside. Ambrose was aware of this, and once he saw an opportunity, he took it. Owens had set up 5 chairs and laid Ambrose on them. Then, once Kevin Owens' back was turned, the lunatic fringe shoved his opponent off the top rope and sent him crashing through the 2 tables.
And I'm going to mention it again. I've always wanted to do a stacked table thing. I don't know why. That just looks like a great bump to me.
Wasn't able to answer the 10 count, allowing Dean to retain his IC title. Brock Lesnar is one of the strongest WWE wrestlers of all time, but even he was going to have some difficulty when he was forced to defend the WWE Championship against The Big Show. To make matters worse, they competed in a stretcher match.
Ooh, that's stiff. Those stretchers are solid. I tell you too, we all know obviously Big Show's size was insane. It is insane. I talk like he's dead or something just because he's not wrestling. But his power was crazy. I think because of his size, people feel like it's a given, so it doesn't get mentioned much. But wow.
Mean Brock was going to somehow put Big Show
overall
on a
strength
stretcher
was
and
nuts.
push the Giant past the yellow line. Well, he might be called the Beast, but Brock Lesnar was using his thinking cap in this match. Once Brock realized he couldn't get the job done himself, Lesnar ran backstage and brought out a forklift. Brock set the switcher on it, and then put Big Show on top of that. With his opponent in tow, Brock backed the forklift up, crossed the line, and retained his title. Okay, technically the main
That's pretty good. As somebody who used to drive a forklift, that was an angle I could have actually pulled off, unlike, Bianca's hair. I'm just not equipped for that one.
Isn't a
I can drive a forklift.
But this move was so genius that you need to see it. During the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Becky Lynch had gotten one-hand cuffed by Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. This wasn't really an issue, and in fact, Becky used it to her advantage by using the cuff as a hook to subdue Bayley, who was also in the match. However, Io Sky joined in the fight, took the other cuff, and locked it around Bayley's neck.
I saw that
Becky
too.
And Bayley unable to move or fight back, Io Sky easily climbed the ladder and became Miss Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I saw. I liked that right at the time too. I remember. I believe I was watching it with Brax with my son, and we were talking about how cool of an angle that was, how well thought out that was.
Two big brain moves.
Love stuff
in
like this.
2009, Rey
I'm such a
Mysterio
nerd
was the
for this
Intercontinental
business.
Champion, and he was in a feud with Chris Jericho. They went at it during the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and while Jericho was strong, the end was near when Rey signaled for the 619. As Mysterio was coming in though, Y2J ripped off Rey's mask. Obviously, a masked wrestler could not reveal their face, which made Rey Mysterio completely defenseless and allowed Jericho to roll up the champion for the
That's
win.
cool.
Chris Jericho left the arena not only with a title belt, but also a mask.
That's very cool. And Rey going with that is very cool too. I know we've all seen Rey without his mask. He worked some stuff without it before, but still, that's such a your mask is such a badge of honor to the luchadors and everything. So to allow that angle, that's very cool of him.
At the next pay-per-view, The Bash, and the Master of the 619 had a trick up his sleeve. During the fight, Jericho once again tried to unmask Rey. However, this time, Rey Mysterio had on a second mask, causing Jericho to be the one caught off guard. Rey then successfully executed the 619 and got his Intercontinental Championship back.
That's very cool. That's telling the story all the way around, too. I remember years ago, guys, and I'm sure maybe others did it before him, but Emil Mascaris would always shock you if you hadn't seen him before, because he would come into the ring, and during his introduction, and as he's getting ready to start the match, he'd all of a sudden reach up and rip his mask off. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, what's he doing? And there was another mask underneath. But it was always a great visual.
Think of brass knuckles, the first person that probably comes to mind is William Regal, but he wasn't the first person to utilize the power of the punch. Back in 1986,
that goes
Macho
way
Man
back.
the Continental Champion, Tito Santana. Savage was having trouble putting Tito down for the count, so Randy decided to get a bit dirty. The Macho Man pulled out a pair of brass knuckles, and while he missed his first swing, he nailed Tito in midair and quickly got the pin, earning Randy Savage
I remember
his
that
championship in WWE.
That was
Years
cool.
later, William Regal.
I didn't necessarily use brass knuckles per se. I always had a gimmick thing. I love doing it. I would take a series of tape and cardboard, but inside the tape would be a wrench right on the knuckle area. Easy to throw punches with and gimmick it, but then I would have it left on the outside of the ring after a match. After I'd use it for something dastardly, it'd get thrown aside intentionally so fans could pick it up, because that was always like something cool. Some kid would be in the front row and be like, holy crap, they left this behind, and they'd get it, and then it'd be so much fun to watch everybody getting together to tear it open and see what I had done, and they'd be appalled that there was a wrench in it. I love doing that.
Many matches with them. However,
they used to have to buy a lot of wrenches
on Regal and use the brass knuckles against the Englishman. During his reign as European champion, William Regal was set to defend his title against Spike Dudley. As he was walking into the ring, though, Regal dropped his brass knucks. However, once the referee turned his back, Regal hit a second pair in a turnbuckle. Spike Dudley was paying attention and rushed into the ring, grabbed the weapon, and knocked Regal out. By the time the referee had turned back around, Spike already had the leg hooked, and he won the European Championship.
That's cool. I don't remember that.
What's crazy, though, is that this is not the shortest WWE match. To see what matches ended even faster than this, watch this video.
That's got to be some good stuff. The shortest matches, too. That would be fun to see. But that's a good angle. I love when they... I said it at the beginning, though. When wrestlers get creative in the way they tell the story, even if it's just the story of a title change, or if it's something that's been incorporated for a long period leading into it, I love that stuff.